Breaking news tonight, and that's this. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis has sacked Malusi Booi from his mayoral committee. Booi was the mayoral committee member for human settlements and was suspended last week by the mayor after it emerged that his office had been raided by law enforcement and documents were taken as part of an investigation. A statement by the city says that Hill-Lewis has now been informed by police of basically the seriousness of the allegations against the MEC. They involve, we understand, fraud and corruption. The mayor says that he has received an update now and just based on the seriousness has decided that now is the time to get rid of the MMC. Let's speak more about this with a COPE representative in the city of Cape Town, Suzette Little, who's joining us tonight. Suzette, a very good evening to you. You and I spoke last week after news had broken of the raid at MMC Booi's offices. Now he's been fired. Are you surprised?
Yes, good evening. Let me just correct, I'm from the Good Party.
My apologies.
And not a problem. I'm not surprised, but I think we need to rectify the record that he was dismissed from the MACO. He's still a councillor. There's so many questions that we are asking as the opposition party because we need to understand what has the mayor learned that is new that he didn't know last week. Why was Malusi Booi not dismissed when there was the search and seizure that took place last week? What has happened during this period that he's now dismissed Malusi Booi from his MACO? Now, we're quite happy that he's done that, but we're asking questions that, as an executive mayor of the city of Cape Town, the mayor is well aware of forensic reports that take place within his city. So when these forensic reports happened, was he not aware of the seriousness of that forensic report? When a forensic is actually done, it's a serious matter. Why was Malusi Booi not removed at that point? The question also arises, why was Malusi Booi not removed when the opposition raised these matters with the mayor? Did he just dismiss these allegations? He didn't look into these matters? And we need to understand what about the police report had differed from last week till now.
And how much of an issue is that, do you think, at the moment, that there isn't explicit information sharing about the nature of the allegations involving the department and the nature of what's being investigated as pertains to the MMC himself?
It becomes a major issue when a mayor is not open and transparent with the very people that has elected him to serve. That is an issue because last week we heard he was suspended, this week he's dismissed. We're not quite sure what we're going to hear next week. But it is a serious issue. Was the gentleman placed through a disciplinary? Is there any talk of a disciplinary? Malusi Booi has been dismissed from his position. What is going to happen now? Does the mayor have any idea what's going to take place now? Because in the same DA caucus sits another person that is criminally accused, that is currently at a court, appearing in court, that the DA has done absolutely nothing about, and the ratepayers are actually paying her legal fees. So the DA must now come to the table to tell us what are they doing with all of these criminally accused that is sitting in the DA caucus.
And is it not double standards to allow someone who has a matter pending to remain in council, but also basically sack a man who's not been charged yet and been hauled before a court?
This is the double standards and the racism that we had experienced in 2018 and the reason we left the DA. Because this is exactly the double standards that we receive, not only as members, but in service delivery. That's another issue for another day. This issue that we have before us is a matter of inconsistency. Nora Gross, which is the member that's been accused, is still in the caucus, still in council. Malusi Booi is now in the news having been dismissed from MACO. Is he still a councillor? Is he going to be charged? What is the process going forward? The mayor cannot play cat and mouse with the community by pretending he's doing something. It gives us the impression that he's incompetent and lacks the ability to actually govern. When you run a city the size of Cape Town, there must be a political will to govern the city and not play political games.
And given that this is an MMC who's not been charged, what happens if he's not charged?
Well, there's serious questions because we've got a forensic report apparently that was brought to their attention. Why would they have raided? Why was there a search and seizure if there was no report? The mayor must have known something about the report for us to get to this point this evening, for him to dismiss the MACO member from his MACO.
And what does the forensic report say from what you've been able to gather, Suzette?
I have no idea, sir. Only the mayor can answer that.
And what now becomes the work of council in as far as seeking transparency and full disclosures within what is reasonable, of course, according to law on this issue?
Unfortunately, sir, there's nothing that we can do as council. Matters have got to be tabled before council can actually act. But the DA, the mayor, and the DA caucus has got to make a decision about the members that they have within their ranks. That is where the decision lies. We cannot be kicking the can down the road and using public funds to defend all of these accused.
Mm-hmm. And just last week, I mean, as you were saying, this forensic report that's being referred to, I saw some reports last week suggesting that it was a report, in fact, that was about 3 years old. It had looked at irregularities in the housing department, tender irregularities to the tune of millions. This has not been confirmed, of course, on the record by police or the mayor at this stage. But some of the other opposition parties in the council where you also work have suggested that this investigation is but a tip of the iceberg. Do you agree?
I believe that where there's one, there should be more, but we cannot make that accusation unless there is this forensic report that is brought to our attention so that we can have a look at it. What I would suggest is that the mayor comes clean and lets the council know. Is there a report or isn't there a report? Has he had sight of it? And was the councillor of the opposition correct in his accusation? We need to understand, and the mayor must come clean.
Suzette Little, good to speak to you, the Good Party's caucus leader in the city of Cape Town. Thank you so much.